What's up, world? This is We Need a Fifth. This your man Mo. Still on the line? Okay,
I'm in
come
there.
back.
I'm in there.
Okay, I'm saying I'm trying to shout out my man Hill on the line. My
I'm in
man
there.
P in the building.
Just looking out for balloons. That's all I'm doing, man. Looking in the air, looking out for balloons. That's
All
all.
it is a bunch of hot air. That's what I was. A bunch of hot air.
Yeah, I, just like I wish somebody would. Now it's time for the gun nuts to come out. It should
Shoot it
that
down.
thing down.
Shoot it
Yeah,
down, man.
yeah. But anyway, I digress. Fellas, NFL, looks like we're having the Philadelphia Eagles against the Kansas City Chiefs. For the first time in NFL history, we'll have two starting black quarterbacks. Um, Hill, you're still a fan of the NFL.
Big time. I'll give you that.
How do you feel about this? How important is this?
I think from an aesthetic standpoint, I think it always going to be symbolic not having two black quarterbacks. So from that standpoint, for the young black quarterbacks coming up, it's something to strive for. So having the guidelines here and breaking through and getting it done this way, and the belief of, I hate to put it this way, that African-American quarterbacks are capable of going to a Super Bowl, are smart enough to run a team, are smart enough to learn a playbook. You know what I mean? It's sad that we're in the 21st century and we're still having those parameters which we seem to have to overlook. You know what I mean? When third-string quarterbacks are getting first-string chances. You know what I mean? When you have, easily more talent. And those were the standards in which they felt that black quarterbacks couldn't provide for a team. So it's good to see the breakthrough just for that. It's sad, but again, it's good that we're here now. And they are exemplary. We're talking about, before Jalen got hurt, he was looking like he was going to be the MVP.
Yeah.
And I got Mahomes as the MVP. So the cream of the crop has gotten here. You know what I mean? So it should be a heck of a game. Mahomes is throwing the third-string wide receivers. I know people are going to say that. I don't want to hear no excuses. With that being said, he is still special enough to win a championship with third-string receivers. I think he is that special. And Jalen is the ultimate. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
And Jalen is the ultimate weapon. Studying the playbook, learning from his dad from high school, how to be a quarterback from start, humbling himself. And this is no mistake that he's where he is now. And spreading out through his team. I think Eagles have a better overall team, so I'm expecting them to win. But Mahomes is that special to actually pull this off.
Do you think this, with Mahomes and Jalen Hurts, and particularly with Jalen Hurts, do you think his being a starter is kind of indicative of the evolution of the game, in the sense that he's not the prototypical quarterback that we grew up with when we were younger, as far as the Dan Marinos, Joe Montana's, the Steve Youngs, and even more recently, like the Peyton Manning's and Tom Brady. He's not in that particular mode. Do you think, his ascension is kind of indicative of the NFL quarterback evolution, or NFL teams being more willing to run RPOs, for example, and think of it as a normal part of the game plan, and not some gimmick? Because I know when I used to watch NFL regularly, RPOs were considered a gimmick. A running quarterback was not something that you desired, or was it something that most teams felt that could take them to the Super Bowl and win a championship? You felt like, during that time, and I'm talking about the 90s and whatnot, during that time, hey, you look for a quarterback that was able to operate out of the pocket for the most part. Do you think, hey, it's especially in Jalen Hurts' particular case, because I think Philadelphia runs a more RPO type of offense. Is a sign of NFL teams, hey, being willing to utilize everything in the cupboard.
Yeah, I mean, I always hate the stigma of RPO with black quarterbacks because white and black quarterbacks ran it. You know what I mean? It's just to some type of degree. You know what I mean? The black quarterbacks who were running RPO just weren't good quarterbacks.
Yeah, that's what I add, because even in back in the day, like Steve Young was like
Steve Young was Mr. RPO.
Yes, Steve Young and John Elway were very athletic.
West Coast offense.
It would take off.
Michael Vick, Randall Cunningham, all these guys ran RPO, and they were very good because they were very good quarterbacks.
Yeah, I think the coaching is catching up with the talent.
Right, and I think the talent evaluation was bad, and that's not. And I hate to knock some of the quarterbacks who were doing it. They just weren't supposed to be in those positions, and the umbrella was put over black quarterbacks. Since Michael Vick was able to do it, or Randall Cunningham was able to do it, voila! Every black quarterback should run RPO. It's subtle, but it's insulting.
Right, because you look at someone like
you couldn't get Steve McNair to run a 5.3. If you tried to put a jetpack on his back, he was a pocket passer.
And that's what I was going to, like Steve McNair, Donovan McNabb, who were like, oh yeah, Moon was like probably the least athletic, but the best passer out of the bunch. But it's kind of like the stereotype. Donovan McNabb at best was like an average athlete. You know what I mean? And they would roll him out and do all these plays. I just feel because he was black. Like it wasn't because it was effective or because of his actual speed. Like obviously Donovan McNabb and Michael Vick are not the same athletes. You know what I mean? McNabb, Randall Cunningham are not. Steve Young, John Elway was way more athletic than Donovan McNabb or Steve McNair. You know what I mean? So yeah, it still plays a part, or it definitely did play a part as far as running those RPOs.
And that's why you guys are pretty much still down on the league. I mean, there's still subtle areas of this league which they need help on, and to me, that talent evaluation. It's sickening, it's lazy, and it's insulting. Jalen Hurts is a good quarterback, so he makes RPO look great.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like Geno Smith is in line for a contract because Geno Smith was a good quarterback, just in a bad system. You know what I mean? So hats off to the go. Josh is Burrow. These guys are all RPOs. The pocket passer is going to be a thing in the past. Russell Wilson. I mean, when he was at his peak. So again, people get on their job and do their job and put people in the right places to succeed. I think you'll see more of that stigma, lessening. But Jalen Hurts has always been a good from Alabama to giving up his position to Tua to going to Oklahoma and still being a star. He has always been special. And I was down on Jalen Hurts strictly because the injuries that he had before. I've always thought he's good. I watch Alabama, so I know. But to what this has become, and I'll be one to say, with all of the detractors, Mahomes got a horrible grade coming out from I think almost every pretty prognosticator.
I can't recall all the quarterbacks, but I'm pretty sure Trubisky was picked ahead of him.
Yeah, definitely.
So,
definitely. And they traded up to pick him ahead of him.
So, in Mahomes' play,
I mean,
I
give a clip that we're going to play. Shout out to John, where they killed him.
So Hill, and I'll start with you because I think you already let the cat out of the bag as far as who you got for the Super Bowl.
My heart says Philadelphia is going to win, and I have Philadelphia winning somewhere in the lines of 27-31-18. I really want Mahomes to win this game, and if he does, with this, basket of merry men that he has, it'll be one of the great runs of all time for me, from a quarterback standpoint, with his injury and all.
P, what say you?
Yeah, from a historical standpoint, I definitely went going for Mahomes. And it'll be interesting the conversation when we talk about tight ends. Like I think that this would catapult Kelsey in front of the line as one of the greatest tight ends of all time. But we'll see. You got to finish your breakfast first.
P,
Yeah.
who do you think is going to win the Super Bowl?
Kansas City.
Okay.
I said nothing about Philly.
Pete, from your lips to God's ears. I hope you're right.
Okay. I personally think Mr. Mahomes got some more magic in him. I think this is one of those years for him, and it's unfortunate because I think Philadelphia is the better team. I think they have a better defense, but I don't know. Cincinnati was the better team, and Mahomes just finds a way. And I think he's gonna, with 2 weeks of rest, additional rest, and he was able to pull out some magic with just 1 week of 2 additional weeks of rest, rehabbing that up, getting it right. I think he's going to come out a lot better than what people think he's going to come out. I think it's going to be a close game. I think it's going to come down to who has the ball last, honestly. I think if Patrick Mahomes has an opportunity at the end of the game, he's going to win it. If Jalen Hurts has it, he's probably going to win it. I think that's going to be the way the Super Bowl is going to be decided.
Give me a score. No bailout. Give me a score.
Wow. I would say probably like 31-28.
Okay.
Something. You know what I mean? Like, it's really going to come down to I really believe that it's really going to come down to the last possession, and it's going to be a field goal that decides it. And I think, like I said, whichever quarterback gets the ball last, basically, I think that's the guy that's going to ultimately win the Super Bowl.
But good for the win. Okay.
Yeah. Kansas City 41-35.
Yeah. Okay.
Gonna have to put some points. Gonna have to put some points up in this one.
So the defense ain't even gonna show up for you, huh?
It's the NFL. They eliminated defense. Defense doesn't matter. It's the NFL. Can't even hit nobody anymore.
We're talking about great quarterbacks. Be remiss to not point out. Many believe this guy is the GOAT. Tom Brady announced his retirement for the second time. My first question, fellas, is: do we believe he's actually going to stay retired this time?
No, not until the season starts.
I guess my question is, when are you going to name the great quarterback?
Wow. I mean, wow. Oh man. Classic. Tom Brady, he's not a great quarterback.
The Atlanta Super Bowl was special. The Moss run was impressive. After that, I'm looking at a quarterback that picked and paid with proficiency, and I was not impressed. That's just my general synopsis of anyone asking about what Tom Brady's career was. 2 years of greatness. And you're going to get 2 years, it's not enough for me to be the greatest of all time.
Don't let the dink and dunk memories show.
Yes, correct.
You remember the
Randy Moss year is nowhere around that. That was tremendous. That Randy Moss. And the Falcons come back. I mean, that was insane. So those 2 years, if that's enough to catapult someone in, which at times it is, two Super Bowls is enough to get someone into all of it. But to be the greatest, no. I don't even have him the greatest of his era.
Wow.
So
okay.
I know that might be blasphemous. So that's where I probably fall back from this conversation. But I sleep well at night knowing that Tom Brady wouldn't be in my top 5 quarterbacks.
Wow.
I wouldn't even think about it.
Top 5?
It's a no-brainer. Top 5. I wouldn't even think about it.
Top 5? Wow. Really? Hell?
Yeah, no, he's not. He's not. And if you push me, I'll give you 10.
So You clearly remember the dink and dunk and Deflategate.
No,
I clearly remember.
Yeah. I don't. The play
No,
game,
it
dink and
happened.
dunk, the flake game,
Yeah, let's be clear. It happened.
the fake forward pass to Spike, the Brady rule, all of that. I'm not even holding that against them.
Oh, Spygate too.
My whole Spygate. To me, life on the line, must get to the head, has to throw over 30 yards. I'm taking a gun and shooting myself. I just didn't enjoy their style of football. It was very effective. How are you going to go against it? But at the same time, I didn't like the efficiency of the Utah Jazz. So,
yeah,
Pete, you got Tom Brady in your top 5?
Oh, reluctantly, I got him at 1. As a Joe Montana fan, I reluctantly got him at 1. That's it. I'm not going to argue for him because I really don't care. Like, I'm not a Tom Brady fan, but he got 7, so I reluctantly got him at 1. But I'm all for the back.
You think about it. How do you even argue success that he has? I mean, why not have him at 1? But say, how do you argue success? I say, pull up a chair.
Yeah, you saw him play. You saw Peyton.
Right.
You saw Peyton Manning. You saw him. I get it. I get it. Yeah.
I'm not interested in Yak.
Screenplays of Troy Brown.
Yeah, I'm not interested. A wall. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear a wall was set up for
Wes
a
Walker?
wide receiver. Correct. No, thank you.
Juice Edelman?
No, thank you. And anything with ski.
Yeah, all the skis. Yeah.
Very excellent career. If you have him at 1, who am I to say? If you have him at 2, who am I to say? I'll name 10 that I would prefer to have.
And to answer my question, do you guys believe that he's going to stay retired right now?
Not until the season starts and he's not out there.
Where would he go? What do you want to do? What do you want to do? You want him to throw a scud missile at Devontae's feet? Where are you going to have him playing at? Where do you want him at? Where do you got him at?
I'm just asking because I mean he retired and I'm retired last year. Why wouldn't he do it now? And especially with so many, it seems like there's so many teams or legitimate teams that have quarterback issues that seem like they're a quarterback away. Maybe they're Tom Brady away.
Let me take this one, Hill. But I think most people will say he's not the answer. If you have quarterback issues, then why would you get Tom Brady at this point?
Right.
He's not going to solve that problem. He is the problem.
I'm talking. You don't think he could be effective in San Francisco?
I don't think he'll be effective anywhere. It's over.
Yeah, no, I don't. Yeah, it's done. I wouldn't think about going there. This would be worse than Favre. There's no way I touch that. No, thank you. You have a lot more options out there. Like whatever, how erratic Carr is, you go for Carr. You take Aaron Rodgers. There's other ways you can go, and I don't want them. But I'll take them in a heartbeat before Tom Brady without blinking.
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers is another one. I watched the game. It's yeah. I know Tom Brady has 7 rings, but tell me Tom Brady's better than Aaron Rodgers.
And that's just impossible to think about from a talent standpoint. Of his back foot throwing 60 yards. It's impossible. No way. Pass the ball 4 times and throw a scud missile to the ground? No, thank you.
Tom Brady, happy retirement from We Need a Fifth. You know,
2/3 of it at least. 2/3 of it.
Hey guys, let us know what you guys think. Hit us up on social media. Hit us up on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Or you can email us directly at weneedafifth@gmail.com. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Hit that notification button so you know when the next video is coming out. And don't forget to subscribe to our podcast, wherever you listen to your podcast. Fellas, NBA. And I feel like this story, I want to talk a little bit about the NBA. I feel like this story it's becoming a bigger story than it should be. But what do we think about Kyrie's quote unquote trade demand?
Like you said, I think it's totally blown out of proportion. I really do. I mean, he has the right to request a trade. They have the right to say no, but they have the right to get nothing at the end of the year. No problem with anything that's going on. No one's in the wrong in this.
Yeah, I think it's a good business. It's a good business move. Like he wants to get extended. They're dragging their feet. All right, trade me.
I loved it. I thought it was wonderful, calculated, perfect. It was excellent because everything was roses. He's playing well. We're not going to pay him at the end of the year. Let him play himself out. He goes, and now stick it to you because you thought you were slick, Si. So now hold it now. I played immaculate. Now, no, trade me.
Yeah, and that's what I'm and I was talking to Pete the other day about this. And that's what I'm so upset about. Like, yeah, I hear these former players on television talking about this is not about money. Like they're taking it personal, like his personal life and his personal decisions, and transposing that onto this situation. And I felt like this situation was real clear. Like before the anti-Semitic issues and after the COVID issues, he had requested an extension on a contract extension. At that time, they told him, no, wait, we want to wait. He said at that time, since you don't want to commit to me at this time right now, hey, trade me. Then the anti-Semitic stuff happens. Okay. Want to see you play well and get back on track and get your PR back in line. He's playing excellently. He's been available for the majority of this season, hasn't had too many issues with injuries or anything like that we've become accustomed to. So he goes back to management and says, hey, has anything changed on your side as far as you wanted to provide me with the extension that I'm looking for? They said, obviously, no, not right now. And he said, well, if you wait until the end of the season to decide whether or not you want to provide me with the extension, I won't be amenable to contracting with your team at the end of the season because I'm going to take this a little personally that you are not ready to commit to me right now, given my performance. What's the problem? If anything, I think he did them a solid by allowing them the space and time to make another decision on whether they want to commit to him or do they want to, hey, pull up states and rebuild around Kevin Durant and giving them the opportunity to at least get some value from him. I don't understand what the problem is. Maybe I'm wrong.
Brooklyn overplayed their hand. If Brooklyn decided to say we've had enough, they wouldn't be in a situation right now and just suspended him and had to go to arbitration. He had to pay his money. There's a good chance Kyrie might not have been back in the NBA. And they would have got off cheaper. By coming back, he renewed who he was. His self-image got cleaned up. He's back to where he is now, which is almost unbearable from personality, but his image is clean. And of all things, he showed that I'm not good. I'm immaculate when I'm on that court. So now there is a chance that teams will take a chance on signing him long-term. Now, people have said they haven't, but behind the scenes, I'll say another place, a person who has a lot more influence with management other than other people, which you have in this league, can make that change. So he showed his part. Now you're Brooklyn, you have nothing. I mean, if he decides to say, you know what, I've showed enough now, and I sit out the rest of the year, they'll have nothing. Now they let him play and don't give him the money and play hardball, they'll have nothing. Then now they're talking about we have to discuss this with Kevin Durant. What is there to discuss? I want Kyrie.
Yeah, and I'm not comfortable with people making this about Kevin Durant. This ain't about Kevin Durant. Kyrie Irving didn't sign a contract with Kevin Durant. He signed a contract with the Brooklyn Nets. And the Brooklyn Nets signed a contract with Kyrie Irving. That's it. This is business.
Kevin Durant said that he want him going, but if Kevin Durant says he wants Kyrie going no more, Kyrie's out of there.
And that's cool. But my thing is, I don't want people to take Kyrie's business decisions as a personal affront to Kevin Durant. Like he's trying to backstab him or something like that. And that's the story that's being put out there now. That
well, I think it's a personal gripe against the organization, though.
Yeah, I think it's an extension, because the story was even before either of them were even on Brooklyn, that they were, there was rumors that they were talking and that they were going to meet up in Brooklyn. So it's kind of like the perception is he didn't hold up his end of the bargain, which is the same thing with James Harden. You know what I mean? Like, go ahead.
And my thing is, they're professional basketball players. At the end of the day, as much as we would love our favorite basketball players or our favorite athletes to be champions, professional athletes are not paid to be champions. They're paid to play a damn sport, honestly, and to excel at that play. And if it results in a championship, great. But that's not their job. That's not his job.
I don't know any of the big three that lived up to that. But I don't know any of the big three that lived up to their contract, to be fair.
Well, it depends how you look at. Oh, you talk about in Brooklyn situation in particular, or just in general?
Right.
Big threes?
Yeah, which is Brooklyn. In Brooklyn, like Kevin Durant's played a year out of three. Kyrie's played 1.5 out of three. Harden played 0.5 out of three.
Yeah, I think.
And Ben Simmons not playing. They're not getting a buck for anything. They're not getting money for anything.
Yeah, because I think KD's probably disappointment, and he's by far has done the best out of all of them. He's like, you know what I mean? Like, and he missed the entire season already. So, yeah, it's the Brooklyn Nets have been consistently inconsistent. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, this doesn't surprise me.
I thought it was excellent timing. 1 week right before it too, because it puts their feet to the fire. What's up with an extension?
Yeah, I mean,
and I think this is a good business move.
Because if you're not going to do it now, then you're not going to do it later. Like, what's the difference? I'm an all-star. I'm playing at an all-star level right now. So you don't want to bring an all-star back to your team? Trade him. I get it.
You're not going to have his value anything higher than it is now. I mean, a business standpoint, like you guys are saying. Again, I'm selfish. You guys know my team, our team. I would love them to go there.
Oh, me too.
But you gotta get. I don't care if you send them to Memphis or Memphis is a good team now. Orlando, you gotta get bang for your buck. While his trade value is high. Not forget his trade value. Why you get something for him?
But would you? I mean, what do you? Go ahead, Mo.
I'm sorry.
No, I'm saying. So, what do you think about just just taking the cap space at the end of the year, or you rather get someone in return?
The way but Kyrie and KD, there's hierarchies towards players in this game, and players tend to have relationships outside of the league, and the owners are together, and so are the players. So seeing how they treated Kyrie, whether we feel it's good or bad, some players will say, well, Brooklyn's off the list. I don't like the way that they did not support their superstar. Good or bad?
That's a valid point. Yeah.
They have cap space. Like there's tons of teams that we saw that had cap space throughout the years that cannot land a free agent because their management is horrible. Nobody wants to go there.
Yeah. Yeah. That being said, yeah, they might really have to trade him now. Yeah. No one's going to go there. I'll be very surprised.
What you want to go there for 4 years? You give Draymond 4 years, 170, 140.
Yeah, to get someone
a year.
To get someone to come there, a big name to go there, you're going to have to overpay them.
Absolutely.
That's it.
You want end of the line Clay for 28 or 30 million a year. You want Draymond for 35 million a year. That's what you do with that money.
And see, my thing is the narrative of Kyrie being selfish with this move. I think he's being really generous. Because honestly, I think that he could have played out the rest of the season and get a max contract somewhere else and leave the Nets high and dry without anything. any type of compensation.
But I
Or
think
the
more.
opportunity.
I think more time is ticking, and I think communication has been done. I don't know how they could check for tampering, but LeBron's clock is ticking. I think they just decided to expedite it, yo.
Yeah, I think calls or lines of communication has already been open, and
I don't know how to prove it, but I agree.
yeah, I think verbal deals have been made already.
I couldn't agree more. It stinks of it. It really does. It stinks of it. I couldn't agree more.
I'm not mad at it. Cause I actually
no.
Let's call it what it is. I want to see Kyrie, Anthony Davis, and LeBron on the same team. Let's see what happens. Just give me those 3 and 12 other people from the YMCA. I want to see how it's going to go.
Just staying healthy, yo. I just don't know.
Yeah, but you got. I want them all to be on the same team. Yeah, because them and Golden State healthy was just like the Western Conference playoffs would be crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Want to talk a little bit about the All-Star game, guys. All-Star rosters are out. Of course, we got to start with my favorite place, the snubs. Who do we think got snubbed off of this list? I'll just go through the Eastern roster first. We got Giannis, Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, Donovan Mitchell, and Jason Tatum as your starters. For your reserves, you have Bam Adebayo, Jaylen Brown, DeMar DeRozan, Joel Embiid, Tyrese Halliburton, Drew Holiday, and Julius Randle. For the West, we got LeBron James, Stephen Curry, Luka Doncic, Nikola Jokic, and Zion Williamson as your starters. Then you have in reserves Paul George, SGA, Jaren Jackson, Damian Lillard, Lauri Markkanen, Ja Morant, and Sabonis.
It's kind of tough for that West to knock someone off. It really is.
Oh no!
But
let's talk about the
Fox,
East.
but it's tough. I want De'Aaron Fox, but it's tough.
Allow me in the West. I'll do the West quick. This is quick. De'Aaron Fox over Jaren Jackson Jr. That's it.
All right, I'll take that. I wanted De'Aaron in there. I'll take that.
That's the only gripe I have. I don't think Jaren Jackson Jr.
Let's go with the West then. The Western snubs. Who else?
That's it. I think
that's it for me too, Mo.
That's it. I think Sacramento has the 3rd best record in the West. You could give them 2 All-Stars. You could give them 2 All-Stars.
I couldn't agree more. He's playing lights out too, man. Jaren Jackson was hurt.
Because you can make the argument of De'Aaron Fox. I mean, I know Dame was lighting it up, but just because of games played, and I picked Dame to make it, but just off of games played, you could make the argument De'Aaron Fox over Dame, Steph. You know what I mean? Like, they're better players. Now, let me be clear, they're better players, but just going off of this season and making himself available.
I don't know. Let's slow down. I agree with you guys that De'Aaron Fox should be an All-Star, and I agree that Jaren Jackson is probably taking his spot. I'm just going to stop it right there. I'm not even going to repeat what you guys just said. We're just going to keep it moving.
Third in the West, though, Mo. It's a reason.
Yeah, but you're talking about dudes struggling to get into the playing game, but okay.
You're talking about their teams.
But they play for those teams.
Not only do they play for them, there's a reason why their teams are there, though.
Okay, and those individuals this season are playing better
when they play.
Yeah,
that's not right. They don't play that much. They haven't played.
I mean,
that much.
Steph was hurt for 2 weeks.
That's a long time in a
not
season.
It's a long time, but Steph's statistics are down this year as well too.
Like, I know with the low management, they only missing 2 weeks. That's what, maybe six to 10 games. Oh, but I think De'Aaron Fox should have made it.
but they're losing with these players on the court.
Right. Yeah. They're 500. They're 500 when they're there.
Okay. For the East, who you feel got snubbed in the East?
You got time. I mean, not as much as snubbed, but who shouldn't have made it. So I guess you could work on that. James Harden and anyone. James. I mean, you can knock off. I don't. You can knock off 5 of that reserve team. Bam.
I think Harden should have made it over DeRozan, just off the team record. Just off the team record.
That is, I agree with you on that, P.
All right.
I don't know who's the best player in Chicago, but that doesn't even matter. It's like Levine might be better than him, or he's better than him, and I'll say, okay, what does that have to do with an all-star selection? Nothing. There's no way DeRozan should have made the team. That's just a bad job. That's just a terrible job. Terrible job. Terrible job. And I don't want to hear someone have to make it from Miami. No. Someone have to make it from Orlando.
Yeah, that was a surprise. I think DeRozan's a good player, but that record, I don't know how you leapfrog, put him ahead of James Harden. I don't.
Oh my gosh.
I'm gonna I can't agree with you guys more. Because statistically, DeMar DeRozan has only scored 5 more points than James Harden, and James Harden is averaging 5 more assists. So, I mean, for me, it just doesn't balance out. It doesn't make sense, especially considering Philadelphia's record. I was surprised that James didn't make it, to be honest. Do we think that that's a signal of
they had enough?
Of Harden fatigue. That Harden fatigue.
Yeah. But if that's the case, then you need to put this in the hands of someone who does care about, having the best players on the team, having the league. If that's your
politics shouldn't play a part.
Right. If that's the way you're going to do this, then you need to be, relieved of your duties. It's very simple.
Because I mean, the reserves, and correct me if I'm wrong, fellas. The reserves are chosen by the coaches.
Coaches.
Coaches and fan voting, right?
Well, yeah,
a combination of them.
The coaches saw him strong arm his way out of Houston, then strong arm his way out of Brooklyn. So I think that's why this is what it is.
Okay.
And I hope they don't mellow him next.
I mentioned all this because I was kind of surprised that Kyrie got into the starting lineup.
Fans,
fans, and even with fan support, given the PR hits that he's taken this season.
Yeah, but I don't think the fans. I don't think they care about the PR. I don't, you know what I mean? Like, I don't think the fans care about the PR. They're like, okay, I want to watch basketball. He's really good at it. I want to see him.
Oh, I'll give you one better. There are fans. There are fans of Kyrie who can't stand the sport, but love the stance he took on the vax and of his political stance. So you have people just voting for Kyrie as a pariah.
Okay.
Nothing basketball orientated. He just got a swell of the vote of America for what he stood for.
Right, and if they didn't vote him in, he might have not had made it.
Correct.
He might have not made it at all, which is crazy.
Yeah, and I guess that's what I was surprised about, in the sense that I thought James Harden was a little bit more popular than that, and the fact that he wasn't able to get on a fan vote or coaches vote, that kind of especially when Kyrie was able to get in on a fan vote, I guess that kind of surprised me.
I know you ran it up at the beginning. Who was the other guard that started next to Kyrie?
Mitchell?
Yes, Donovan Mitchell.
Oh, I am okay. Yeah, I am surprised. I thought Harden would get more votes than Mitchell, just off popularity.
Listen, I got 3 players. I want to bear him out. I would have put Darius Garland in. It's that East is just Garland's having a heck of a year. I mean, just
know what the thing with Darius, he missed a lot of time. To you guys' point with the other guys, he missed a lot of time.
As much as Steph, as much as Dame, as much as
I think he missed more time than them. Honestly.
Okay. He's still better than the reserves that they had on there.
Yeah, I just need consistency. However it's going to be, let it be that. But don't, not Shumo, but just don't say, oh, Steph and Dame missed games, but they're good, so put them on. Then Darius Garland missed games, and he's not on. Like it's just not consistent. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. Maybe they need to put a benchmark. You have to play X amount of games to make it. But yeah.
Yeah, and I don't like him. You tell me Brunson didn't get a sniff either?
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy.
For me, I think leaning more toward with Darius Garland as far as, or I think Cleveland should have two players on the All-Star squad. Honestly, it's either Darius Garland or Jared Allen.
Be careful, Mo. For God's sakes, be careful.
Well, I mean, you got Bam out there. You got Julius Randle. I mean,
shouldn't be. Here's the thing. Just because the guy next to me built his house out of marshmallows doesn't mean I should build mine out of marshmallows, bro. I'm going to use bricks because I have a brain. Just because Bam's there. And that's the problem. That's the problem. That's the problem. He made it. He shouldn't have. Not because he's there, you should compound the problem. No. He shouldn't have made it. And Bam's a good player. There should be a game for a good player. It's called resuming play on Tuesday. He plays on Tuesday.
And were you guys at all surprised that Davis and Kawhi Leonard didn't make the All-Star selection?
I think you got to have some type of medium. At least you got to have at least where you play at least 10 games.
I was not surprised at all. AD almost, which is crazy. AD almost started, but yeah, the game's played. You know,
I don't know watching them, but sickening though.
Yeah, it's crazy.
All right. I think I asked this last week, but I want to ask it again, especially now that we know that who the reserves are going to be in the full All-Star rosters. Who should the players pick first? The straight up pickup game style rosters. Who you picking first?
To win a game, you're gonna pick. It's Steph Curry and Giannis.
Oh, there you go. I mean, what's it called? Giannis and LeBron are captains, so it can't be Giannis.
Oh, okay. Well, Giannis is gonna see. That's where Giannis is gonna mess up because Giannis might end up, I believe, because his respect might pick Kyrie, and I believe that James, don't quote me, this will probably get Curry and Lillard.
Okay. P, who you got?
All the players out there. I'm on the court. Probably
first?
Going with Steph. I'm going with Steph.
Even if KD's healthy?
Oof.
Well, if KD's healthy, they should go Tatum, to be fair.
I'll probably go Steph.
Yeah.
Tatum is a KD stopper now, Hill?
No, I mean, but he's been consistent for the past 3 years. What he has been, so I can see Giannis picking probably Tatum first, and then like on the lines of Kyrie. I mean, LeBron's always thought well when it comes to these games, and Curry and Lillard just going to put up the points for him to do what he has to do, and he can just build around those. This is what he's always wanted, those shooters. Like these are his championships, these All-Star games, because he runs the team well and how he picks them. So.
All right.
I'm a fan of it. Love the All-Star. I actually like the All-Star game. I know it takes a hit. I actually like the game.
I like it.
Sorry, fellas. Having a little technical difficulties. Oh,
Uh,
there we go.
but the All-Star, yeah, I like the All-Star games. I think like guys like Giannis forced them to play hard because he's playing hard, so you don't want to look
Mhm.
silly. So
Mhm.
you know what I mean?
The slam
And
dunk has been retired from last year, right? No more slam dunk contest, right?
I couldn't tell you.
I hope not.
I don't
I
know.
hope not. Because we're talking about the All Star game, I just kind of want to rewind to NFL. Is it time to get rid of the Pro Bowl?
Like 20 years ago, Mo.
Yeah. I mean, is it still in Hawaii? It's back in the States.
No, I think it's still in Hawaii.
Uh,
Yeah. I mean, sometimes you have to break tradition, and you're right. It should have been broken 20, 30 years ago.
yeah.
Because I think they have Tyler Huntley starting for the AFC at this point.
From Baltimore?
Yeah,
Oh yeah, that's
the
right.
backup.
Because nobody goes. Yeah, you're probably down
Yeah.
to like your 10th
Yeah.
guy at
Yeah.
quarterback. Yeah. I forgot they did
All
that.
right.
Yeah, I didn't do that.
So
Hey,
I guess
guys.
Tyler Huntley is expendable.
Hey guys, hit us up on social media. Let us know what you think. Who do you think should be the first pick in the NBA All-Star game? Hit us up on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, or email us directly at weneedthefifth@gmail.com. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel and hit that notification button to let you know when the new videos coming out. And don't forget to subscribe to the podcast wherever you listen to your podcast. Fellas, this is the meat and potatoes part of the show right now. We got some great WNBA news, fellas. The teams are making moves. There's super teams being formed in the WNBA, fellas. I know y'all talk because in Hill, my man, my family, the one that put me on to these moves, man. I'm so proud of you, man. I know you was looking out for the WNBA on the low. I knew I was gonna get you. The New York Liberty look like they're shaping up to be the best basketball team in New York. Yeah, I said it, fellas. I said it. New York Liberty just signed Courtney Vandersloot,
Good pickup.
starting point guard for the championship Chicago Sky 2 years ago, Pete. She helped Candace Parker get that chip in Chicago. All right.
Definitely steadied the ship.
Yeah. And she's also number 3 in the WNBA in assists last year. Okay. They also picked up Jonquel Jones, the 2020 MVP, WNBA MVP. Also, a double machine. Won a couple of chips with the Connecticut Sun, I believe. And they also picked up, this is the big one, Breanna Stewart. Stewie in New York now. Close to the stores. So, he's number one.
Can this show take credit for this though?
What's up?
And I'll tell you why. A couple months back, there was a discussion of how to save the league. And we decided that possibly stacking the deck from 2 coasts or having 2 major squads was maybe 4 or 5 of the best talent on those squads and starting over like you did with the Lakers and the Celtics to save the NBA. Maybe this is the same diagram that they're using towards trying to save the WNBA. We thought of that.
Yeah. Let it be known.
So could this be something in the making, which they're trying to do?
Hell, I think so.
Our ideas to save something which we felt were possibly unsavable if they didn't do this or lower the rims. It's a good chance.
Yeah, and I feel like this might have been the original idea of the WNBA because if you recall when they launched it was Lisa Leslie in LA and Rebecca Lobo in New York, and that was supposed to be their flagship team. So, I think to be honest, if these teams meet in the finals, I'm there.
Mm-hmm.
And these teams should meet in the finals. These teams, and I didn't even get to the other team. We just got on New York Liberty. Let me talk about the Las Vegas Aces because they're the other team that we're talking about. They made some major moves. They got CP3, and I'm not talking about Chris Paul.
The
I'm
good
talking
one.
about Candace Parker. Candace Parker is on the Las Vegas Aces, fellas. She's teaming up with Asia Wilson, fellas. That's the twin towers of the WNBA. I'm putting it out there right now. That is a problem for the league. Do you know how good on defense they're going to be? You know how much of a handful they're going to be on offense with those two Titans down low. Oh my goodness, they're going to be a problem. And then you got Chelsea Gray and Kelsey Plum out there. Fellas, this is going to be the year that y'all want to watch the WNBA. I'm telling y'all right now. Please don't disappoint me. I don't want to be watching all this great basketball all by myself. That's all I'm saying, fellas.
Just make sure that rewind. I said the finals. If both of them make the finals, I'm all in. Don't look for me to be in the regular season. I don't want to commit to that.
Wow. P. Come on, man. Come on. You gotta watch the journey. You can't just watch them get to the final destination, brother.
Actually, I can't.
Watch the journey. Come on.
You know what it is? And this could be it, because watching it, we joked, we said we don't watch women's basketball, but we were intrigued on why the Sparks couldn't get past the Comets. You know what I mean? They cannot be. Houston was a dynasty.
Yeah.
Houston was a super team.
Yeah, Houston was a super team, and they just couldn't get past them.
Right. And like I said,
they messed up the plan.
Yeah, exactly.
He was talking about earlier.
Exactly. Like, they crashed the party. Cynthia Cooper, Cheryl Swoops, Tina Thompson, I want to say.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Crashed the party. What they did is what they wanted the Liberty and the Sparks to do.
But they crashed the party for like 5 years.
Yeah,
5, 6 years.
Yeah. They didn't.
I'll breathe without us.
And I think that's what took the heart from women's basketball, and I think the soul was taken out when they couldn't cash in on Michael Jordan with Maya Moore. Because she came in, she gave you what it was. She was immediate success. She gave you championships, and she walked.
Yeah.
So I think that hurt because she was the one you could have marketed.
I think
Maya MacArthur now, excuse me, my fault.
No, I think this is their best chance since the inception, to be honest, of really improving their marketability and maybe bringing new fans into the fold with these two super teams. Like,
they got to get it right. And might I add, you might want to David Stern shake the box a little and make sure that this is the way this finds a way to end up to be the championship. Don't know how you do it, but get there.
If that doesn't happen, this is all for naught.
I think you got to make sure it happens.
Don't let Della Don get hot and knock somebody off.
I think it happens just because the way the WNBA playoff format is set up, it's almost set up for the top two teams to be available at the end of the playoff season. And especially with the bye system that they have set up for the top level teams, it's set up for them to be able to meet. I think, this is gonna happen. This is definitely gonna happen.
But be careful, because maybe it's just me. I thought Brooklyn, one of the LA teams, were on the collision course for the past 4 years. Hasn't really worked out that way. So, but again, I'm hoping that it does work out this time.
Yeah, but Brooklyn at their worst still are the Beatles. They're getting off their Learjet, and they have people with mics in front of their faces saying, "How come you can't get it done?" And they're hoping against them. They're taking regular flights on Spirit Airlines, and you couldn't pick them out of a lineup. You have to get this right. It's a WNBA. You got to get it right. There's no way that a 6'5" woman should stand next to me and I just say, "You're tall." And she says, I am Breanna Stewart. And I say, prove it. I should know who you are. I knew who Lisa Leslie was. I knew, Tina Thomas. I knew who Cynthia Cooper. You know what I'm saying? I knew these women. They marketed them well when it came out the league. I just don't know what happened. I'll go in the airport and say, yo, no lie, that's Maya Moore. I know who Sue Bird is. I know who Diana Taurasi is.
Yeah, it feels like a now or never type of feel to it. You know what I mean?
I don't know who an SU is if I walk right by her.
Yeah, I don't know. And you know these players from Connecticut. You know they're from college, so it's not like it's they came out of high school. You don't know who they are. You knew them for like 3 or 4 years before they even got to the WNBA. So, yeah.
And I think that's the dilemma for all women's sports, in general, to be honest.
I think tennis probably. I mean, I guess
probably
like
the best.
Yeah, I mean,
in the best
Venus,
position.
Yeah, I mean, Serena and Venus is like a force of nature, but still, I think women's tennis does it the best as far as women's sports.
Marketing their players, their people.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah.
And honestly, Pete, I think that's only a result of Serena and Venus, and because of how big they became, they were forced into that position. I think if you look before Serena and Venus, who was the most famous female player before that?
I want to say Navratilova. That might have been more. That might have been more social. Great play, obviously, but that might have been
whoever's with Enrique Iglesias Jr. Whoever she was.
Right. Yeah.
The one that didn't win anything.
Yeah, that was a horrible look. That was a horrible look because she wasn't good.
She was famous.
Yeah. Horrible look for tennis. Horrible. Yeah, I don't remember her name, but I know she was like not good. Or didn't win. I was
Konikova? Was it
no, that's she was with the American tennis player Konikova. Anna Konikova.
That's how bad
it's Anna Konikova.
No, it is. The good one was Sharapova.
Yes, Maria Sharapova.
Yeah.
That is bad that the one that didn't win is overshadowing the one that did win. But
yes.
Yeah, how about that?
That's our point. We know Enrique Iglesias' girl more than we know the champion.
Correct. Yeah. And I don't even know Enrique Iglesias.
Julio's son.
I don't know Julio.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
You ask for catalog and I tell you K Sierra by him, and that's not even his. That's not even his song.
Did not think Julio Iglesias was going to make the show today.
Yes.
Wow. Why?
Oh
God.
I think he did a song with Kenny Rogers. I'm trying to remember. Yeah. David Julio.
Was he blind?
No.
I think that's like Boccelli. Think about Andrea Boccelli.
Boccelli, that's right.
The Italian opera.
How did we get here?
The Italian opera singer Andrea Boccelli is not Enrique Iglesias.
Oh God! How did we get here? Oh man, yeah. Hit us up. Let us know. You guys think what can the WNBA do to help their brand, help market their brand, and introduce more people to this great product of women's basketball? Hit us up on social media: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Don't forget to hit the notification button so you know when the next video is coming out. And don't forget to subscribe to the podcast wherever you listen to your podcast. Also, hit us up directly at weneedthefifth@gmail.com.
To all the girls I loved before. That's what it is.
Wow.
That's it. Enrique. Yeah.
MMA news. Francis Ngannou. There's some news.
Yeah, huge news. Going into the year 2023, big L for the continent. I mean, for the last 2 years, Africa has held gold. Now they hold none. Francis Ngannou decided to give up his belt and forego renewing his contract with UFC. Dana White said he gave him a reasonable offer, which would have made him the highest paid athlete in UFC history. And to them, they said that's sad because the numbers were minuscule. So, as much as he's fought, he has accumulated about $5 million net worth, with his biggest fight being his last fight. I think it's like $2.3 million. So that accumulated most of his work. So it's just, to them, it's not adding up. Conor McGregor had a fight with Mayweather, which was $100 million for him in his purse. You know what I'm saying? Spider Silva decided to get knocked out by what's that personality down there in Florida? And he garners about 15. Yeah, about Jake Paul. He garners about 15 to 25 million. They're not too sure from that fight. Way more than what he is. It was something that I thought he would lose to John Jones anyway, because I think John Jones is the best fighter of all time in UFC. I don't care how long he's been away from it. More technical fighter. Just the GOAT. So it'd have been hard for Ngannou to actually win, so that might save him. So it's just a bad look for UFC, I guess, business-wise. I'm not in their pockets, but it was fun watching Africa hold the belts for the last 2 years, and dominating. Now they're just without it. And shout out to UFC because they are investing in the continent quite a bit, but just not enough in their talent, which has brought them up to who they are right now. So Jones will fight Cyril Gane, and I mean it goes on.
And Hill, I want to kind of pick your brain on this while we're talking about MMA and UFC in particular. And from what you're seeing, and I know a lot of time hasn't gone by, but has Dana White had any negative feedback or negative results as a result of?
Oh yeah. He has championship left and right. He has monopoly on the games because he has the best product. But that's not mattering now because it's not making X's and O's. I mean, guys are fighting with hopes of knocking someone out for a $50,000 bonus for the end of the night, because whoever they're fighting usually is going to be about 12 to 15 grand win or lose. So if you're fighting 3 times a year, you're talking about making $36,000 if you don't knock the person out for your health to be put on the line. And it just doesn't equate. You know what I mean? So he's built it up with his marketing. I understand how he feels, but this is your talent, and you have to pay your talent well to continue to succeed in making a profit. Dana feels opposite. I guess he feels that there is a number towards you can put towards these people, and he feels like his branding made them who they are. So,
let me ask you this, Hill, and not to cut you off. Do you think that his domestic violence issues has emboldened more fighters to step up and say, "Hey, you know what? As you're saying, this is not enough for my health and safety, and it's not enough for my business."
No, I don't even think that scratched his character. I mean, people have questioned Dana's moral fiber for just his political views. His moral fiber, how he pays people. And I disagree with some of the things in which Dana stands for, but I like the way he runs his business. I hate the way he pays the people, but it's not my money. And if I'm running a business, I still want my Rolls Royce, my Learjet, and the bottom line has to make sense, to which I still get to live my lifestyle, which I deem, since I made this from the bottom, this is what I should be paying. If not, these players could leave. But at the same time, you can't sustain yourself because the best talent is leaving. Yeah, you built them up, but now they can go get a check for Jake Paul and be set for life. And you do got enough revenue to pay them.
Let me ask you guys this, and this is not exclusively for just like the UFC conversation, but do you think part of our attraction to professional athletes, as fans, is part of the fact that, hey, they do get paid exorbitant amounts of money. My question is, hey, do we feel that we would have the same regard for these athletes if they were paid similar to, if they were paid minimum wage to be a professional athlete? Will we still hold them in the same regard?
Some people maybe. For me, no. I still feel a little uncomfortable when an athlete signs, any athlete signs, and say he just signed a contract 4 years, 100 million. I don't think I need to know that. You know what I mean? Like I really don't. I mean, I want everyone to get their money, get their market value. I don't care how much LeBron gets paid. I don't care how much Joe Burrow gets paid or Mahomes. I watch them because I like the sport. So how much a person gets paid really doesn't matter to me. Like we were talking earlier, like the Kyrie situation. I hope he gets his money. I really don't care how much he gets because it's not coming to me. I really don't care, and I don't look at a guy making 30 million differently than 20 million. If you look at someone like you always get on me like the Ben Simmons thing, whatever. It's not because how much he makes. He averages a triple single. That's my problem. You know what I mean? Of course, you put on your GM hat. There is the issue of overpaying players, or so that it's sports, but at the same time, we do live in the real world. So you know what I mean. So you say, well, wait a minute, this guy's getting paid 50 million. He's not, the guy getting paid 20 million is better. It does, it does factor in. But overall, I don't care how much an athlete gets paid. I look more to their performance in their respective sport.
Hill?
Good point. Uh, I'm a dollars and cents guy. I won't even lie. You know what I mean? I can't look down at a spreadsheet and say that this guy's taking 30% of my budget for my team and he's giving me 2 points. You know what I mean? At the same time, it seems like through our generations, like just Major League Baseball was always ahead of the learning curve, the way they pay players. And before LeBron and Chris Paul took over the Players Association, they took the NBA to another level. You know what I mean? To where you're paying and get more of the revenue sharing for basketball, because Michael Jordan being one of the highest paid players with $2.7 million is a travesty. It's nothing short of a travesty. I mean, they got way more bang for their buck out of that guy than anything. I don't know how they can ever compensate for that. So him getting his $30 million a year contracts for his last 3 or 4 years. Okay, you got 120 million still, Mike. I mean,
probably should have got that for 1 year for what he contributed to the league, for what he contributed to the NBA.
I mean, Mike Conley smashed that in his second contract. You know what I mean? So Dana White, the money's out there. It's there. It's just. I think you should pay these guys a respectable amount and have these guys stay here into the best league, because that league is flourishing. I hate to destroy it just off of, not to say a personal greed, but what you think that these guys should be paid. And that's what was going on to the leagues prior to like real revenue sharing. It sucks. It really does. You know what I mean? I think it'll work well for your sport, actually, to have people wonder why they're getting I agree with Paul. I don't need to know what they're making. But for some odd reason, you're telling me that Idris Adesanya just signed a 4-year, $25 million contract or $30 million. I would say, who is it? Why I need to see this guy. So you're bringing eyes. Money brings eyes, and they're saying, Francis, the guy who makes $20 million, what does he do? And you see that he's knocking people out, and you're bringing revenue because people want to see it. They want to know why these players are getting or athletes are getting paid this exorbitant amounts of money, which they're garnering with endorsements. He has multiple endorsements. Every Saturday, people are there. And I'm saying, it just seems like bad business to me. He does well, but he can make way more. It's WWE, but real. And Vince did it.
Right.
Off of fake personalities. Like people know who Bret Hart was, Hulk Hogan. These guys, hundreds of millions of dollars. And they never even hit anyone. They're not even close to being athletes. Well, some of them are. I can't say that.
No, they're athletes / actors.
Right.
Right.
Can't see me.
But Vince gave. But Vince knew what he was doing.
Right.
You got to pay these guys. So I don't know.
Well, maybe that's the thing though. Vince had AWA, WCW, so maybe poaching his talent, maybe that's going to force him to start paying him, like you were saying, like
yeah,
you know what I mean?
Agreed.
Like,
Agreed.
Well, hit us up on social media. Let us know what you guys think. Do you think the UFC needs to start paying their fighters more? Hit us up on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Hit that notification button so you know when the next video comes out. And don't forget to subscribe to the podcast wherever you listen to your podcast. You can also hit us up directly at weneedafifth@gmail.com. Fellas, what's on the radar?
I watched a little college basketball today. I saw number 21 Indiana upset number 1 Purdue actually. Some pretty good plays out there. A young man named Trace Jackson Davis gave me 25 and 7 in the win. If I had to give you a comp, I would say it's like a Draymond Boris Diaw type. 6'9", can handle the ball, pretty good passer. Not a great shooter, but I could see him being at the next level, contributing. And also apparently this guy is like they're telling me he's like the runaway player of the year. Zach Edey for Purdue, 7'4" center. It's funny. I don't want to take up his time because it's not an actual topic, but they're saying he might be a second round pick. I don't know how you don't pick him in the lottery at 7'4". Gave you 33 and 18 in this game. I have to give you real quick. If I give you a comp, best case Yao, worst case I think Steve Adams. Like kid is like 7'4", about 260, 280.
And P, that's why he'll be a second round draft pick. Because those players that you're naming now in today's NBA, those players are dinosaurs, and they wouldn't last. Like a coach is not giving them opportunities to set up and go to work down low.
And I think that's the problem.
Matt Painter's
yeah. No, you're right. Matt Painter's doing a good job, but this kid, they're playing inside out. So you am I right? It may take the right team to pick him for us to really see what he could do in the NBA on the next level. But yeah, that was on my radar today.
What's on your radar, man?
February 12th, Super Bowl.
Okay, that's it.
Little football game coming. Some football games coming up soon, huh?
Yeah, it's a slight little game.
What's on my radar? Wakanda Forever is out. Digital platforms everywhere. I already got my copy. I'm there for that.
Wife's watching it now. I think it's on Disney Plus.
Yeah, get it. However you get it. I got it across 2 platforms already. So I'm there for that. And I'm also going to check it out in AMC Theaters. AMC Theaters has a special for Black History Month. They're offering certain Black movies for discounted prices. I think this week it was Till, where they're offering $5 ticket prices.
Right.
For Wakanda Forever, they're going to be playing that February 24th, and you can get your tickets for $5. Watch Wakanda Forever in the movie theaters again. I don't even know what's better than that right now, fellas.
Real quick,
but it's not real though.
Real quick, Hill, T saw it already?
Nah, that was the first time seeing it on Disney Plus.
Okay.
I mean, the correlation with Black History Month is going to be funny for me because Wakanda's not a place.
Oh, nothing says Black History like Disney, Hill. Walt Disney and Black History go hand in hand.
Walt wouldn't approve of Wakanda.
Google's your friend, everyone. Google's your friend.
Walt would not have approved of Wakanda.
Okay, fellas, We're making this about Walt. It's not about Walt. It's about Wakanda. It's about Angela Bassett and Letitia Wright, and the excellent job they did in getting that Black Panther movie out. And
I'll
I'm
check
there
it out.
for
Though. I'll check it. I'll check out 1 and 2. Do I need to see 1 to watch 2? Does it make sense or no?
You should watch both of them, Hill.
If you want to
They're
enjoy,
both excellent movies.
If you want to enjoy yourself, watch
P,
one.
don't ruin it for everybody, yo. Don't be like that, man. Wakanda Forever was a great movie.
Well, since I'll watch it, I guess, and then I guess because Michael B. Jordan's giving me what, Rocky 7.
Wow. That's how we're gonna end up the show, huh?
I'm there for Creed. My son Johnny Majors is on a run.
He did what, 6, 5 of them? Are any of those good?
Not bad. Not bad.
They're pretty good.
Not bad.
Better than Rocky.
No. All right, we can leave now. We're done. We're done. We're done.
No, that's all time great. Well, I live in America. Living in America?
Yeah. And Creed brought his son back and brought him down. Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Man. I'm there for Creed. No.
You just ruined any cinematic credibility you had, Mo. It's done. It's over.
Creed's better
he dies. He dies.
I'm here for that. Creed is better than Rocky. I'm sorry.
So you never heard this box out of Chicago called Clubber Lang? Never heard of him.
Oh, that was the best movie of the Rocky franchise.
Now,
if you had 3 of those, then I can understand it.
Oh, no.
You have that one and like 4
was banging too. They lost.
Yo, there was one after that
terrible.
with this big Russian guy in it called Ivan Drago. If he dies, he dies. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Mo, stay away from boxing movies. Your taste is horrible. Taste is horrible. I don't know what to tell you. There's no way Creed is better. And I thought Creed was okay, but nah.
All right.
Sorry, we apologize. We apologize, everyone. We apologize for Mo. I don't know.
Another show in the books.
Yeah. Late show. He's tired. Yeah.
You know, I'm fully awake.
He's a little tired. Late show.
My backup.
We usually record earlier.
I just wish my brothers knew what they were doing.
I thought the Rocky franchise was very good, actually.
Yeah. After 4, we're out of here. But yeah, go ahead.
I mean, what? How about you shouldn't have been there for 1? I'm amazed that I even got to 2 and 3. Okay, like 1 was terrible, y'all. Like seriously, it was terrible.
Disagree. I disagree.
That's Apollo. What are you talking about? Ding. What are you talking about? Oh man.
And it was just 4.
Yeah, 3 was the best one.
I got it,
all right, fellas. Down to my man Nick.
John got some work to do, boy. At the end of this was.
Yeah. I mean, you can cut. I mean, you can cut it.
Yeah, I know. Cut me, Mick. Cut me, Mick. Come on, man. Classic lines, bro.
All right, fellas.
All right. As always, a pleasure. We got Tommy Morrison and Julio Iglesias. Love it.